There is one thing that should be on the mind of every single person who lives in the United States of America, and that is the rise of Islam in the Western world. Islam is incompatible with the Western value system. Check out what's going on in the United Kingdom. In fact, check out what's going on in Minneapolis, Minnesota, here in the United States. And then go check out what is going on in Detroit, Michigan.
The mosques in East Dearborn are now at times waking us up at 5:30 in the morning with the call to prayer.
Now think about it. If a community of people who practice a certain religion really want to live peaceably with other people, if they really want to coexist with other people, why would they insist on the call to prayer, which is blasted out over these loudspeakers that are considered an imposition to people that don't practice the faith? Think about that. It's actually extremely arrogant and inconsiderate. And since we're on the subject of prayer, the Bible teaches Christians that we are to pray in secret and that God will reward us openly. He didn't want us to make an exhibition out of prayer. He wants sincere worship. He wants a personal relationship. Praying before men doesn't make anyone holier. You're just praying before men. But anyway, let me get off my soapbox. So I'm going to insert a couple of clips from an interview that a YouTuber by the name of Tanash Pete did with a woman by the name of Avery Day. I believe that's her name. She lived in the United Kingdom for about 3 years. She recently returned back to the United States because this is where she's from, because she was starting to feel more and more unsafe, even in the better part of London. Here you go.
So in April, the Home Office released clarification on one of their laws, and they don't have a constitution like we do. They go off common law and statutory law. And so their laws are kind of open to interpretation. They don't have great free speech laws. So the Home Office, under the Starmer government, Keir Starmer, they released in April a more clear definition of what extreme right-wing terrorism means. And they clarified to everyone that if you hold the belief that the Western world is under attack, is under threat through mass migration or lack of assimilation, you are a terrorist.
Terrorist.
Terrorist. You are an extreme right-wing terrorist by their laws. Islam is not, it's not a religion, it's a culture and it's a way of life, and it's designed to oppress.
Now I'm going to insert more snippets, but from an interview conducted by Candace Owens back when she was at Prager University. This interview she did with a person by the name of Imam Muhammad Tawhidi. Please forgive me if I've mispronounced the name. Here you go.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is that I think it would be fair to say that there is hostility between Muslims and Jews. Is that a fair statement to make?
More than hostility, there's war.
Yeah, okay, great. I want to try to hear carefully so I don't get myself in too much trouble. So where does that come from? Because from my understanding, it's in the textbooks that Islamics follow, right? It's in the textbooks that they should be hostile towards Jews. Is that correct?
They must and obliged to be hostile towards Jews. Look, Islam can never, ever, ever be reformed. Muslim individuals can. The elite left have always been supportive of rebels to bring down governments and put their own socialist, globalist movements.
That is true. That is 100% true.
They want power.
Dear United States of America, once upon a time, your arms were made of steel. Now they are as limp as spaghetti. You championed law and order. Now you embrace emotionalism and lawlessness. You were a man's man. Now you wear a dress. You spilled blood fighting for freedom. Now mere words are violence. You once believed that anyone could make it in the United States. Now you believe that all people but white males deserve handouts at everyone else's expense. You are a proud nation. Now you engage in self-flagellation. At one point, you considered your existence in relation to the one true living God. Now you worship all other false gods. At one point, you fought for the intelligent and the ignorant. Now you have an unhealthy sympathy for those that believe that truth is relative. At one time, you clearly identified your enemy. Now you are so ashamed of yourself that you doggedly fight for and protect those that want to destroy you and demonize those that still believe in who you once were. Please repent. I tell you these things because I love you. And I know that if you do not turn back, you will be destroyed in spectacular fashion.